What's up, everyone? Sean Count Blagrath here today with an album review, this time the 2011 Warner Brothers Records release of Lou Reed Metallica, Lulu. This album is an extremely anticipated album, and all the reviews have generally had the same consensus, and with this review I kind of want to add my own 2 cents into what they have said. With this album, you get Metallica playing a minimalistic style of metal, almost doomy, because it's very slow and actually has some pretty heavy riffs to it. With Lou Reed's vocals, Lou Reed, of course, famous from the Velvet Underground and his solo career. And I'm going to be honest, I've never gotten into Lou Reed, I never have and probably never will. It's just, I can't get into his style. Sorry, but I can't. I'll just be honest about it. Well, with this album, my opinion hasn't changed. In fact, it's kind of gone down a little bit. The guitar riffs are very good at times. For Metallica, I think they're pretty good. I mean, I'm not a big Metallica guy. I used to be, but I can't really listen to them that much anymore. But I really like the approach that they took with some of the riffs and the structures, although it gets way too repetitive. Like, certain songs really don't need to be the length that they're at. Like Junior Dad, that's ridiculous. The bass has some really good bass work. Don't even really need to talk about production. It's just gonna sound good. The drums are very repetitive, boring, and monotonous. The kick drums are a little too clicky for me, but that's just my opinion on it. The main thing with this, though, is they repeat the cool parts way too much. Like, I really like the riff and the view, but there's no need for it to repeat 7 minutes. It's not that good of a riff where you can do that, and I can't really think of too many songs that have, like, 3 riffs at most that will keep my attention. The only song I can think of is Synagogue of Satanae by Celtic Frost and The Hordes of Nebula by Darkthrone. Those are the only songs of that nature I can really enjoy, and they just can't pull it off. The album starts off with, "I would cut my tits and legs off." I would rather cut my tits and legs off than listen to this album again. It's so boring. I mean, I understand minimalism, and I understand wanting to invoke a certain atmosphere or certain feelings amongst the listener, but with this, it's not doing it for me. It's just too repetitive and boring and half-assed. I mean, I've heard songs, that are repetitive, and I've heard, songs that are, somewhat boring, but at least they had some sort of redeemable factor to it. And the first minute or so of each song is fairly enjoyable. But once when it breaks that minute point, I lose interest. It was a real struggle to listen to this album all the way through and not just fall. I mean, Lou Reed's voice, I don't think he could sound any more enthusiastic. I mean, his voice is about as enthusiastic as mine right now, if not a little less. I mean, I've heard drunken old men with dementia sound more cohesive and coherent than him. There's just nothing about this album that I'm gonna really want to go back and listen to. The one song that everybody keeps bringing up, Iced Honey, as their favorite, I hate that song. That's my least favorite from the album. If anything, the 2 best songs on this record are The View and Cheat on Me. other than that, the whole album is just a bunch of throwaway tracks, and I don't understand why they're releasing it. I don't understand why it's so long, and I don't understand why Lou Reed just sounds so boring and just programmed almost. It, it's not that hard to sound enthusiastic in a song, Lou. And it's not that hard to write multiple riffs per song and still keep a minimalistic feel. I'm just not feeling this at all. I mean, if I'm missing the point of something, please inform me and let me know of what the point is I'm missing. And I'll go back and I'll give this album another shot, but I really don't even want to. It's just that bad. I mean, I've heard worse, but I've heard better, and I would expect better from Metallica. Bottom line, Saint Anger is much better than this. And I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed Saint Anger, so I mean, maybe that just takes whatever opinion I have on this album and Metallica and just throws it away. I don't care. That's just my personal take. But I don't know. This album I'm just not feeling. I listened to it 3 times, and I just wish I could get that time back so I could listen to something better. I don't know, not feeling it. I'm gonna have to give this a 3 out of 10. So that's really all I gotta say about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.